All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich Celenza. Thanks for checking out the Rich Celenza Show. So, what I think today's podcast is going to be called is Don't Let Anyone or Anything Kill Your Confidence. If you know anything about me, I'm always trying to help people build confidence. That's just my thing. So, I want to start doing some more podcasts regarding this. And I also have a program out called Mastering Self-Confidence. And I don't touch on it as often as I should. I do kind of mention it in my podcast. Very seldom do I mention it in my YouTube channel. But I do want to bring this up because, a lot of people ask me, what's the one thing I think I can help people with the most? And, it just came up again. I had a few conversations today regarding people possibly wanting to sponsor, advertisers, excuse me. And they're like, Rich, man, I see you're kind of all over the place as far as, you're in the fitness, you're in the fashion, you're into visiting different restaurants, going to different gyms, all these different types of things. But when it really gets down to it, what I really love helping is helping men build confidence to become who they truly want to be. I do it from what I call working from the outside in. I'm not some guy with a PhD. I don't have, I'm not a shrink. I'm not a psychologist. I just think a lot of times from what I look at life is I start with the outside again. I mean, it could be as simple, I tell people, as changing their shoes. If you always wanted to wear boots, you'd be shocked putting a damn pair of boots on may change your outlook on how you feel and how you look. And it will start building confidence, I believe, a lot of times. It starts with small things. I also love helping people realize that, if they can live an amazing life, regardless what budget they're on, to a certain degree. If you're in poverty, I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass. I mean, if you're very poor, and I've been in positions where I had no money. Believe me when I tell you, I've had one time $5 for like 2 weeks to my name. And I'm not boo-hooing myself, but I've been in situations, me and my mother, where we had absolutely no money, where you're living out of a change jar to eat, things in that nature. I get it. I don't usually talk about it, but I've been there. And back to the confidence thing again, I really want to help people understand that they can live an incredible life without having to be a multimillionaire or a billionaire. And, I'm not telling anybody to settle either. But I think they have to understand or build enough confidence to realize that they can have an extraordinary life and also learn how to live a certain lifestyle where maybe they can save money and not waste a lot of it, and in turn save some money to maybe invest and make more money. And I also try to help people with grooming, hygiene, and things in that nature. But, what I want to get back to the confidence thing is I'm going to tell you a couple stories, at least one. But the first thing I want to say is, who killed most of my confidence at time wasn't anyone else. It was me. I sometimes would come down so hard on myself if I didn't succeed at the level that I thought I should succeed at. And this really all came down when I was actually, I worked on a deal for many, many years trying to raise funding for a slate of films, and it failed. And when it first failed, I was kind of like, oh, I'll get through it. But I don't know what it was. It demolished me. And we worked on it for so many years. I already made a couple feature films, kind of co-produced a third, just helped out a little bit. And I was this was my dream, to do these screenplays that I wrote, a comedy, kind of a psychological thriller. I wrote a couple pilots, and it all fell through after working many, many years. I was devastated. And this all was kind of going down at the same time I was getting a divorce. And I just was demolished. I truly did lose all confidence in myself. I lost confidence as being a father, a husband. I lost confidence as being a filmmaker. I think I always worked out. I just didn't know any better. I can't say I didn't have any confidence to go work out. I wasn't working at the time. I really just lost myself. And I remember even my ex-wife seeing her when we were getting ready to officially get divorced, and she's like, what the fuck happened to you? When I met you, you were a goddamn animal. And you wouldn't let anything or anyone get in your way. And it kind of did hit me, right in the face, like, Jesus Christ, yeah, what has become of me? And for like a year, I was just lost. I don't know if you've ever been through a divorce, and part of my program of Mastering Self-Confidence is called, I want to help men find the woman of their dreams, even if they've been through a bad breakup or divorce. Some people, may get a divorce. It may be very easy. Mine was wonderful as far as me and my ex-wife being best friends for a majority of my life and us having the best divorce as far as that goes. But on the other end, just me being kind of embarrassed because my parents were divorced and I never wanted to do that. And then you have 2 kids. It was just brutal. And, back to the confidence thing, I was raised in an environment, I talk about it, where everybody just built my confidence up and built it up, which is great. But sometimes maybe on the other end of that, me being overly confident, which, has its strengths and weaknesses, I thought that I was indestructible. And when I realized I wasn't maybe going to be able to do what I wanted to do at that point in time, demolished me. And that's a lot of ego and that's a lot of bullshit. But I had to pull out of it. I'll tell you right now, because the only one usually who's going to truly believe in yourself, I talk about this all the time, is yourself. Your parents can believe in you all they want. Your wife, husband, whatever the hell, your kids, your siblings, your aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever, friends, colleagues. I had tons of people that believed in me. And I think when I failed, me thinking I was going to succeed, along with all of them thinking I was going to succeed at that point in time, and me not succeeding, again, I lost my confidence in myself. I don't think anybody else felt like that. I just felt like a blanket of shame, I'll be honest. And maybe you've been through this. You've tried different things and you're constantly failing, where actually you had a lot of confidence, and then before you know it, you just lose it, or you lose confidence in that specific thing. And I get it 100%. But I'm here to tell you, man, a lot of times what we get rejected, or we just don't succeed in one thing. And I'm not going to sit here and say, that meant that, whatever in the future lies, you end up doing something else. Thank God that failed because now I'm doing this. There's a lot of bullshit behind that. I'm going to tell you right now. So I'm not going to talk that shit. But sometimes in life, you just can't explain why things are happening the way they're happening. But you have to, if you've lost all your confidence in that, you need to start building confidence in other ways. And, you got to work around it sometimes. And I get it, because back to the film industry, I still don't have, I don't know if it's confidence. I don't have an interest, I should say, either anymore in doing that. So what was interesting is I was so wrapped up in being an identity of being a filmmaker at that point in time that when I failed, it was really all my eggs were in that basket. And as time went on, I realized that, maybe me failing was the right thing, because I had since then learned so much more about myself and went on to create so many other things besides just making films. Now, I might have went and made films and became very successful, and who knows what that life would have led to. I've also might have went and made films, lost my ass, and plummeted and never made another film again, or just been a piece of shit filmmaker. I don't know. But what I am saying is I did eventually build up enough confidence, which makes no sense to me, is I first went and wrote a book, and then I wrote another book, and I was fortunate to fly all over North America. I got a job where I got to do a lot of amazing things. If I was making films, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Again, tit for tat, what would have been better? Now that I look back, I actually think traveling all over North America, including Canada, going to Italy and doing all these things, that's really, really been an incredible journey. And if I didn't have the confidence to move on, I would have not done that. Was it better than making films? I don't know, like I said. But I also went on to do so many other things because I think I now had the confidence to have the freedom. Before, when the only thing I was confident was making films or writing screenplays. And I'm not even saying I was that good, but I locked it in again to only being that. Where when I lost that and had my own, I guess I took, like I said, like a year off to figure myself out, and then traveling and having a lot of time alone, I really did build a different type of confidence in myself. Enough for me to say, hey, not only writing a couple books, which makes no sense because I definitely wasn't an author or thought of myself that way, still don't, creating an app, building new websites, building a program, starting a podcast, doing a YouTube channel. And the reason I bring all this shit up, it's not because of what I've accomplished for myself. Who gives a shit? That's not my angle here. My angle is to you to say, not letting anyone or anything get in the way of your confidence. And you are going to get rejected. I talk about it all the time. You are going to fail throughout your life. But I shouldn't say don't let that shit bog you down, because it's going to, but really learn from it. You have to learn from it. And, if anyone personally, I'm going to wrap it up with this, if anyone personally is making you feel like a piece of shit, I don't care if it's in a relationship, I don't care if it's a family member, friend, colleague, sometimes you got to let them know to go fuck themselves. I talk about this a lot. I even did a podcast, learn when to tell people to go fuck themselves. Now, you may personally not want to say that. Obviously, if it's a parent or a sibling or whatever, aunt, uncle, whatever, you don't want to maybe say that to their face, but you need to think that a little bit. Because a lot of times people, they don't have your best interest. They want to knock you down. They want to start arguments. They want to find problem and fault in everything you do, right? And everything you say. There's always a fucking issue. You know what? You may have issues. There's no question about that. They may have their own issues. But for now, you need to realize it's time to only deal with your issues. Don't get caught up in all their shit and their negativity. And at the beginning, it may be very hard to really realize that. Because sometimes when you find yourself alone, you may have a husband, wife, whatever, that's bogging you down. Or whoever it is. It could be a friend, a best friend or whatever, just always pissing you off. Sometimes that's kind of all you got. So you don't even mind them kind of, making you feel miserable or making you feel that you're not, maybe worthy of certain things. But I'm here to tell you, I'm not telling you to cancel them out of your life. But you got to start your own, frequency to say, hey, I have to start building my confidence back up to go after whatever I got rejected from. Or if you haven't been rejected, just start going after whatever you desire. And don't let other people make you think you can't do what you want to do. Because most of those people, for the most part, don't do shit. If you really have been fortunate to meet a lot of amazing people or creative people, and I've been there, you're going to realize almost all of them will tell you the same thing. No one, for the most part, not no one, a lot of people never thought they would get to where they got to. And a lot of times they never even realized, like myself, that I got to the place where I got to. Life is kind of crazy like that, but you're all on your own damn journey. So I just want to do a podcast on this, but don't let anyone destroy your confidence in yourself. All right? I'm going to wrap it up there. If you get a chance, check out my YouTube channel, man. I've been putting a lot of different stuff up there. Actually, what's the new stuff this week? It's kind of more, I've been putting up things more fashion-related, trying to help men save money when purchasing clothes, talking about how to save money when buying a suit or sport coats, some hygiene stuff, how to shave correctly your beard and head. I'm going to be doing not a dentist style one, something with the mouth, all these different tricks I do. I did one on showering. I do a bunch of crazy shit besides fitness on there and many other things. So check that out. Also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All right? You got any questions, comments, let me know. And I wish you nothing but the best. And you can check me out on richcelenzamasteringselfconfidence.com if you haven't before. All right, take care.